So, as most of you know, I have had my beautiful 2022 Aprilia RS 660 for about a year now. I bought it last March, so about a month and a half maybe from making a year, and I've absolutely loved it. But since I've been on it for so long, people often ask me, when you're gonna upgrade to a leader bike, and the answer is a little bit complicated. So we're gonna dive into that today. Maybe the answer will surprise you, maybe it won't. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop onto the bike. We're gonna go ahead and head to the gym, and on the way to the gym, I'll talk about my answer and we'll kind of go over it. But yeah, let's get into it. Thank the Lord. Today is the first day it's actually I forgot my keys again. Dude, I do this every single video. I'll be right back. All right, finally got the keys and we're back. But like I was saying, it's finally good weather. Today's the first day that it's not below freezing for the entire day. It's crazy. We're in the middle of Texas. This is very abnormal for Waco, Texas, to say the least. So you might be watching this video right now and be wondering if you should buy an 1000. My general answer to the question is I probably will never own an 1000cc motorcycle, unless I think the only way would be if I were to take motorcycling as a real profession. Not that I don't take it as a real profession now, but I mean make a side hustle out of it, make YouTube actually a source of income, and I need to buy motorcycles for that. Or if I get into racing, if it becomes a real true hobby, I don't make it sound like it's not a true hobby of mine, but you know what I mean? If I become a lot more serious about it and it becomes a core part of, but it is a core part of my life. I don't know how to explain it. If it be, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, before all of the leader bike enthusiasts squids on your Gixxer 1000s or S1Ks, which by the way, I want to clarify, I would love to have an S1K. Probably my next dream bike behind the RS 660. I would love it so much. However, I just want to explain why the leader bike lifestyle is not for me. Because at the end of the day, you can buy whatever bike you want. It's all up to you. But also at the end of the day, it's your life on it. My opinion's not going to change what you do with your bike or what bike you buy. I just want to explain my riding style doesn't align with the leader bike. So let's go ahead and jump into why that is. I think the first reason is usable power, the concept of usable power. So my RS 660 makes right at 100 horsepower, maybe slightly more with the exhaust and tune, but around 100, give or take a little bit. The reason why I love that, and yeah, that's nothing compared to any leader. I'm well aware that it's a lot less. My top end speed is very low. It's low for a 600, honestly. However, the amount of usable torque I have in the low rev ranges is honestly amazing. I have so much usable power instantly. I hit the throttle at almost any RPM and it's instant feedback. And that's what I love. That is a lot more fun to me than having a slow build up to a higher max speed. And that's a concept that's really important to understand about motorcycles. Higher CCs doesn't equal, or paying more money doesn't equal more fun or a better experience. And I'll tell you a slight little story about my friend that bought an 1000cc motorcycle after having an Ninja 400. So we both had Ninja 400 at the same time. We both upgraded around the same time. I was a little bit before him, but we both upgraded to bigger motorcycles. I went with the RS 660. He went with a 2004, I think, CBR 1000 Fireblade. It was nice. He got a really, really good deal on it. Nothing was really too wrong with it when he bought it. However, he was honestly miserable in the thing. He always said how much he loved the Ninja 400 over his CBR 1000. And don't get me wrong, CBR 1000 is really cool to have. However, it is not that usable. He didn't have a lot of time to take it out and really use all of the power that it gives you. Because 1000 is really good at one thing, really, and that is mainly going fast in a straight line. That is what they are built to do, and that is not really what he used it for. He used it to go to class and back, and he said anytime he would take it on a ride longer than 20-30 minutes, it's just not enjoyable to ride. I don't think I've ever been to this part of Waco, honestly. But yeah, 1000 just don't have usable power, or most of them don't. 600s are known for having a lot more usable power. In fact, off the line, a 600 sometimes, it's hard to generalize the whole entire class of motorcycles, but sometimes a 600 will beat an 1000 off the line. Obviously, it depends on skill, how good you are at taking off. But then obviously an 1000 has a higher max speed, so they're eventually going to take off. But again, like I said, that's not what it's all about. It's not about going fast. It's not what's fun to me. I enjoy being able to use that right when I want it. So when I'm in a turn and I'm coming out of a turn that I'm not dragging, I'm not that good yet, but you know what I mean? That concept, when I get out of that turn, I want to be able to get on the throttle and immediately have power. I don't want to have to freaking rev up like an 1000 does. So that's my first point. 600s are very, very usable, and the Aprilia, I think, does an amazing job with this. The second point that I'll make is 1000s. I've already kind of alluded to this, but they're made to go in a straight line. They are race bikes a lot more. These are also race bikes, don't get me wrong. Well, let me elaborate. They're made to go in a straight line fast, and I've said that before. And so going on long rides or trying to take corners at a good angle is not as enjoyable. You're in a much more tucked position on most 1000s, so your wrist and your back is gonna hurt a lot quicker. It's not as comfortable. It is made for you to tuck and go straight. So the comfortability and just the overall ride experience, like I said with my friend, it's just not as good. And that's something that I do value. I ride this bike a lot, but also I commute with this bike. Like I take this to school every single day, and I need something that's comfortable. I don't want to be miserable going to class on my bike. The next thing I'll talk about is price. Most 1000s, just to get in a nice 1000 on a recent 1000, you're looking at over like an S1K or like something nice, like a new Fireblade, well over like 15 to 30 grand. This bike was 7 grand, and this is a premium 600. This is no normal 600. Yes, any class of bike you can get a lot cheaper, but overall on an 1000, because it is the top of the line, you're paying more. One, for the bike. Two, insurance is always going to be higher. I mean, these bikes don't have a good reputation with insurance companies, so they're going to charge you a higher rate. More premium parts, it just costs more to maintain, and just stuff like that. It's overall more expensive to own an 1000. That is a simple fact. There's no way around it. It's just, in a generalized sense, most 1000s are more expensive. And I'm a college student. I don't need all of that headache with an 1000. Oh, what a nice man. The next point I'll make, and that is, I think a lot of you already know this. If you're watching this video, and almost anyone will know this, these things can unalive you very, very easily. And as you go higher up in CCs or faster motorcycles, the level to unalive yourself becomes just a lot easier. So you can easily unalive yourself on a 125cc motorcycle. Yeah, it's a little bit harder than 1000, obviously, because you don't get to those speeds as fast, but all you're doing by increasing CCs is just making it so much easier to go fast. On this bike, I can so easily unalive myself. It is so dangerous, and you have to understand that every time you get on. But if you own an 1000, that urge to go fast is just going to be that much more convicting, and you're going to go fast more often. Going faster is dangerous, and that dangerousness can lead to your injury. Pretty self-explanatory, but not a lot of people think about it. And a lot of people be like, oh, like I'm going to buy the 1000, like I'm not going to go fast. BS. If I had an 1000, I would go fast. At least, once or twice. You have to do it just to feel it. It's impossible. It's a human urge. If you have the ability to go fast, you're going to do it. You are. Now, you might not do it as often as other people, but the urge is stronger with a faster motorcycle. That is, I can 100% say, oh, this is left turn only. Gosh dang it. I think I was in a left turn only. Oh, so it's like these things can very easily unalive yourself. Just get something that's smaller. If you're buying a 1000 and you're like, oh, well, I'm never gonna go that fast, then why are you buying the 1000? Oh, just because I like it. I promise you, there's better 600s that you're going to enjoy more than 1000s. You're getting the 1000 to please other people. I think the only way I would get an 1000 is if maybe I have 2 motorcycles, like I keep this one and I have enough money to buy another 1000, then maybe I consider it, or some other extraneous reason. I don't like how much debris is in the road. I would take this corner more aggressively, but this road just not clean and I just don't trust it, All right, we have arrived. Let's go ahead and get a quick workout in, and then we'll finish the video after. All right, we're back from the gym. Had a good workout. Had a pull day today, and then we'll hit legs on Wednesday. I need to clean my bike bad. Like the ice and the snow that we had, once it all melted in our yard, in our backyard, it made it like into like a lake. So when I would take my bike, like just literally driving into our house, into our backyard, I would have to drive through literal like water and mud. So that caused it obviously to get very, very dirty very quick. Shout out Train Waco. If you guys are in Waco, I recommend Train Waco. I just started to get back into the gym. I'm hoping this time it's for good. I haven't really been in the gym consistently, really at all, since leaving high school. Ever since, junior high through high school, I was in it multiple times a day just because of sports, but now I stopped going. So I'm trying to get back into it, develop good habits for my body, and put some of that muscle back on. But we just started like a week ago, but consistency is key, so we'll see. All right, let's get going. All right, the next point that I want to make is, and I kind of already alluded to this, but I want to double back on this, is the idea of the handling and the weight of bikes. Leader bikes are a lot heavier than your middleweight 600s or whatnot. Most of your 600s weigh in at around 400, while your leaders are going to be mid 400s, like 430, 440, and that weight difference is really big on riding. I mean, even the weight of the rider changes a lot on how the bike performs. So kind of tying into that whole weight section of it, on a 600, you just feel like you have so much more control over it. You can like flick it a lot easier. Oh, cops are out. You can flick it a lot easier, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I have so much control over this weight that I could just easily turn it, while on 1,000 it just feels so much heavier. You feel so much more bulkier. So yeah, and that kind of alludes to like the fun factor. It's more fun to be on a 600 and throw it around. That's more fun to me, at least. But if you think going in a straight line is more fun to you, then go ahead and get a leader. The next and the last point that I want to talk about is the ego trap. The idea of a leader for most people is they view it as like the pinnacle of all sport bikes. Like, I have to get a leader and then I'll be cool. It's like all the TikTok creators and these helmet creators, they have the leaders and they're the cool ones with all the views. So I have to get one and then I'll be cool. No, like I said earlier in the video, if you're getting a bike to like please others, then you're getting it for the wrong reason. If you aren't getting a bike for the sole reason of you want to enjoy it as a passion, then you're getting it for the wrong reason. Too many people get into the idea of, oh, I need to be a leader bike, like, oh, I'm faster than you, you're slower. Like, okay, like I said, it's not what it's all about. Don't let your ego get the best of you and think that you have to get a leader bike. Do not, because it's just the farthest from the truth, and you're gonna just end up being miserable and wanting to sell the bike. But yeah, that's pretty much all the points that I wanted to make. Long story short, I don't think I'll ever get a leader bike. It's not on my plans to. I'm not opposed to it. Don't get me wrong. I would love a lot of leader bikes. The only reason that I would consider upgrading to maybe, you know, like a 700 or like a R7, R9. When I say upgrade, because most people would correlate upgrading with higher CCs. So when I say upgrade, I mean just a bike that's higher CCs. I would own, oh, it's another bike. What is it, Ducati? Man, screw you. You didn't wave at me, bro. Okay. The only reason I could ever see myself getting a higher CC bike than a 660 is just getting a more premium motorcycle. Like, even I didn't really want to get a 100 horsepower motorcycle. Like I said, this is too much for me. This is a lot. But what appealed to me wasn't how fast it went or how many CCs it was. It was the technology it had, the features, the look on it, the premium quality. That is what I value. That's why I'll never ever buy an old motorcycle. In my eyes, it has to be at least newer than like 2018. I mean, it's 2026 now. 8 years on a motorcycle. Anything 8 years or newer, I feel like you have the most recent technology, roughly. But yeah, that's what I prioritize. So that's why I got the 660. And that would be the only reason I could see myself getting a nicer bike, is because it just has more premium features, not for the pure speed. I would never ever buy an 1000, like an old 1000 that literally has no technology, no features. It's just not what I prioritize. I guess we'll do a little poll here, why not? We don't get pulled over. Like, look at that. You're telling me you need more than that? Anyways, to wrap it up, I mean, this bike just is everything. It does everything well. It doesn't do everything perfect. Obviously, it's not the fastest motorcycle, but it is a fast motorcycle. It's not the best in corners, but it's good in corners. It's very good at everything. It's not the top of the line of any specific thing, but it's well at everything, if that makes sense. So that's why I absolutely love it. I think it just all around a great motorcycle. If you want to take it to the track, amazing on the track. If you want to commute with it, amazing to commute with it. If you want to, like, I don't know, anything you could do on a motorcycle, I think this is just perfect for it. Yes, you're going to lose to other bikes in certain aspects, but that's not what I'm looking for. It's not a competition. It's not about your ego. Get what you enjoy, and I love everything this bike does. So yeah. Now, if I ever end up getting an 1000cc, I know someone's gonna reference this video. Oh, but you say you're not gonna get an 1000. Yeah, screw you. I might get one, who knows? Anyways, if you guys enjoyed watching, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more content, and thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.